What the heck was that? How did Stranger Things go from having its highest IMDb rated episode to having some of the cringiest moments in the entirety of cinema itself? Cringy dialogue, a villain whose real plan still makes no sense, the worst actor in the show that the entire show is centered on this season, who can't act if you put a gun to his head or his family member's head. I'm a fair man, so I'm gonna go to the positives of this season first. Spoiler warning, we're getting right into it. No fluff, none of that shit. We're going right into the details. It's revealed that the thing that we know as the Upside Down is actually a bridge, a wormhole, bridging Earth, our reality, to another dimension, Dimension X. This Upside Down, this world is built on this special kind of matter that Dustin finds out because he finds a journal that tells him all the information he needs to know from the scientist that, I don't even remember who the scientist was, but we just found the journal somehow over here. And this form of matter that we've never seen in the Upside Down before is now appearing in at top of this building that Nancy shoots with a fucking shotgun. And it almost destroys everything. But it leads us to Dimension X. This is the origin place of not only the Demogorgons, not only the Demi-Dogs, not only where Vecna first got his powers, but the Mind Flayer itself. All monsters originate from this world. Now, we don't see the Mind Flayer. I wish we did, but it is what it is. We just know this is the origin point for all of it. People are saying they don't like this reveal. I actually do. I think it's pretty cool. There's a cool scene with Vecna trying to attack Max, because remember, Max is in his head, in his memory bank, trying to help Holly escape. Will basically goes inside the mind of Vecna and tries to stop him, breaking his legs and shit, and giving Max a chance to escape. I actually thought that was a pretty cool sequence. Seeing Vecna have one moment of vulnerability here was pretty awesome. Dustin and Steve continue to remind me why not only is the actor who plays Dustin probably among the best actors among the kids, but these two are probably my favorite characters in the show. Very easily, they've climbed the ladder. I'm sorry, Hopper, you gotta move over, my friend. There's some really emotional scenes with them in this. Dustin's suffering trauma from Eddie's death, and he does not want Steve to suffer the same shit. They both start to throw hands at one point in this show too, and I really like that. I really like both the scenes. I know a lot of people find Dustin annoying in this season, but I don't, because the man's going through some real shit. There's a scene where Max awakes from her coma, escaping Vecna's whole memory bank, and she and Lucas have a really emotional scene. They're both crying. Well done. Great acting in the scene. Millie Bobby Brown's acting, not so much, but great acting all around. I'm going to tell you this right now. Dustin and the actress who plays Max, Sadie Singh, I forgot Dustin's actor name, I'm sorry. They're beyond. They're superior to all the other kids when it comes to acting. A lot of people can bring up Millie Bobby Brown, and I do think she's talented, but she makes the same fucking facial expression every single goddamn episode now, and it is annoying. She's not interesting at all anymore. I'm sorry to tell you this, but it's the case. Move over, Millie. These two have taken the throne. There's a scene between Nancy and Jonathan. Now, this, I'm going to be a little bit mixed here, because this scene is probably confusing to a lot of people, because there's a contingent of fans who don't even realize what occurred. These two broke up in the weirdest way possible. He did an unproposal where he proposed to her, but not really, because, you know, she needs to find her own way and break up, and I don't even fucking understand what the logic was here. But they're both about to die, so they console each other and they confess their feelings, and I thought it was a well-acted scene. I thought it was a sweet scene considering all they've been through in the season, and I didn't even realize myself that they had broken up, because no breakup looks like this, but I guess they did. But we're going to get to what the importance of the scene is later, because it indicates who's going to die. Now we're going to get to the negatives, because there's a lot of them in these last 3 episodes. I'm sorry, bro. Volume 1, in my opinion, wasn't great. This is just these are nothing burgers of episodes. There's one episode left, and there's still a lot that needs to be settled, okay? And it's going to be hard to do it in one episode unless your episode's like 4 hours, which I think they might be making this like a feature film in terms of length. So Vecna's origin is hinted at when Holly sees a traumatic memory of him as a kid killing this dude and then opening his briefcase. I believe this points to the plot point that was mentioned in the play, the Stranger Things play, that's about Henry's origin story. Basically, Henry gets transported to Dimension X as a kid through this briefcase that houses this technology that transported him there. I'm pretty sure that's what the scene that Holly saw indicates. So we need to figure that out. What's in that briefcase? What happened to Henry? You know, the funniest part is his origin was already told to us. We already know what happened to Henry, but now we're seeing it again in more detail, I guess. But they have to do that. There's also the idea that whatever we're going to see in the next episode, it's like the same shit as the end of season 4, where they have to go into the Upside Down and fight the Mind Flayer and take him out from different places. We got 11 handling him on the mental side, the other group handling him on the physical side. It's the same thing, except the only difference is he has a bunch of kids that he's using as vessels. And I guarantee you this plot point was only introduced so that we could make things different than last season. Now we have more stakes, because we have a bunch of kids. 90% of them who we don't know who the fuck they are, by the way. The only ones we know are Holly and the other, the prick, the fat kid, the dickhead. And then there's the idea of the Mind Flayer. Now, look, I don't want to sound like a butthurt fan who just is mad because his fan theory didn't pan out, but the Mind Flayer is the end-all be-all villain of this entire show, mind you. I hope you don't forget this. He's never been killed or really defeated. He's just been stopped and stalled for time by the team. He's just had his window closed on him many times. I always thought he was puppeteering Vecna to get the job done, so that he can bridge and engulf everything in the Upside Down. But no, I don't know if they're actually doing that. I think Vecna just wants to do it. Why? Maybe I thought it was because he was under influence by the Mind Flayer. I thought he was actually the working version of what Will was supposed to be in the first season, but no. I don't really think he's that big a factor in the show anymore, which is really stupid because I think it would be a lot better if he was. I do think the idea of Mind Flayer puppeteering everything is much better than Vecna. Because Vecna, we just saw Vecna lose badly last season. We know how he gets defeated. Like, Vecna has scenes where he has a lot of aura to him. Don't get me wrong, and I think he's played very well. I think the actor who plays him does a good job, but I think the villain's kind of pathetic because I know how he's going to lose. Millie Bobby Brown's going to do this. Oh, Kali's going to do this. Oh, Will's going to do this. That's all they're going to do, and Vecna's going to be like, oh, and die. Like, we know how this ends. With the Mind Flayer, this is like an abstract cosmic entity. You can't physically beat him in a fight. They're going to have to maneuver and do some really creative shit to get around him this time. I know we've had the Mind Flayer face off against him many times. People can bring up how that's repetitive too, but I thought they were going to change up the story and find a new way to beat him, especially with this wormhole crap introduced. But no, it's Vecna again. And by the way, there's still a chance Noah Schwab, the actor that plays Will, this guy accidentally revealed during an interview with the cast, and the cast told him, we're looking at him like, what are you saying? He revealed that there's a bigger master at hand puppeteering things. So there's a chance that the Mind Flayer could still be the villain. But that means that because you have not mentioned, or even we haven't seen the Mind Flayer once this season or last season, you're literally pushing all of that to be revealed in the final episode, in the finale. Which means we might not see much of the Mind Flayer, and when we do, his scenes might just be really bad because we're rushing his defeat. Or it's the same shit last season where Vecna gets his ass whooped by 11, and then we have these two other kids helping her now, Will and Kali, who have powers. I don't even know what to say, man. It's the same shit over and over again. Here are the even worse parts. The emotional scenes in the show, they're written to shit. The Duffer Brothers have failed miserably to write emotional scenes in a way that isn't completely embarrassing. Every scene that's not an exposition dump, which a lot of those scenes are, by the way, the amount of exposition dumps in this season is insane, is a terribly written soap opera scene, okay? Even the scene with Nancy Jonathan, it goes on for a long time. And I understand they think they're about to die, and that's why I like the scene, but when half the fans are like not even aware that these two broke up in the weirdest way possible, I just think you could have written it better, but okay, fine. There's a laugh out loud scene where Max and Holly are about to escape Vecna's like thought tunnel, whatever, Kamatox or whatever. And then Max realizes, oh shit, Holly, you can't come with me, by the way, even though I dragged you all the way here. And we've had this journey for like months or whatever, for like days now, where I told you we're both gonna escape. Oh shit, I'm going back to my own body. Holly, you're gonna have to find your own way out, buddy. Kick rocks. It's the funniest. It's when I saw Holly's facial expression when Max told her this, like, what the fuck? You dragged me out here? I'm about to die. He's chasing us. I'm about to die, bro. I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, bro. And then they try to do this emotional scene where Max is like, look at your necklace, find peace in your necklace or some dumb shit like that, and then go hide into your bedroom when you escape inevitably. Like, Max, there's no plan for this. This is a little girl who doesn't know what she's doing. She's about y'all are getting chased by the main villain. You're just gonna leave her here. I get it. Max couldn't bring her with her. There's no choice, but it was just really funny. And it was their emotional scene right after this. It's just like, I don't think the Duffer Brothers are even aware of how stupid and silly these scenes are on paper. There's a scene where Kali is narrating her entire life story to Millie. It's supposed to be an emotional scene, but it ends up being just this massive expedition dump on a character we don't know or care about. We know her from like 3 seasons ago when she appeared in one of the worst episodes of the show, and that's it. Who cares about this character? There's only one interesting plot element that she brings up, that the idea that they have to sacrifice themselves so that no military can ever use them again because they have Vecna's blood in them. That's fine. I don't like that the military is still a plot point in the show, by the way. I just think it's overused. Like, bro, how many times are we going to deal with the military using stupid shit? Bro, just shut up. But Kali introduced an interesting plot point of the idea of self-sacrifice. But here's the thing. Because of the way Kali speaks, she sounds a lot different than she did in season 2. Her voice, everything about her is just different. I actually low-key think she might be a villain working for either Vecna or the MINDFLAYER. I would not be surprised at all if that's what happens, if that's like a reveal at the end of the show. But again, if that's not the case, and she genuinely is a good-hearted person, that means the Duffer Brothers have failed miserably at writing her properly, because this is such a random character with such a random thing that she says, like, yo, we have to sacrifice ourselves, bro. We have to do this for the good of humanity. It's just like, there's no depth here. I don't know you, girl. I don't know you. I didn't care about you then, and I don't care about you now. Who the fuck are you? Why are you back here telling her this? I'm just as suspect of you as Hopper is, but the show is telling us that no, she's been through shit, so we should lay off her and believe her. I don't care! And that's the thing. The Duffer Brothers have failed to make me care. I know they want me to care. She's not the only character that this happens with. There's also them. I love Robin, to be clear. I actually really like Robin. I know a lot of people might not like the scenes with her and Will this season. I've always liked Robin. There's a lot of cocaine on my nose right now, bro. What the hell is this? But Robin's girlfriend, what's her name? Tammy? Olivia? I don't know her name. She's the most forgettable love interest ever. Because we don't care about her. She was introduced last season, but there's nothing here. There are scenes where she drags Robin into a hospital room and says, "You lied to me. You're not telling me the truth about what's going on." And I'm just looking at myself. I'm like, bro, is this CW? Who are you? I don't even know your name. Why am I supposed to care about this? Shut up. Shut up. Let me get back to the shit that I want to care about, like the Demigorgons hunting for Max. Oh, but then she sees the Demigorgons. She's like, okay, I believe you now, Robin. I should have believed you. I'm so sorry. There's this weird thing that these shows do where they really harp on to the guilt complex of certain characters. Like Will, oh, I feel I should have been able to stop Vecna. Max, oh, I left Holly. And her, I should have believed you. Like, shut up. Shut up. I don't care if you feel guilty. You're just low IQ. Move on. Move the fuck on. This whole, oh, I feel guilty. It's literally just to pad runtime, in my opinion. It's so... Ever since Smallville, all these characters have guilt complexes, and the writing just keeps writing the same fat bullshit personality trait, and it's just so cringe and annoying. And then we have the infamous coming out scene, which has made its way on Twitter. Everyone's going crazy about this. People either love it or... I know a lot of people hate it, to be fair. It's such a powerful scene, right? That's what you'll hear from critics. What an emotional, powerful scene. Noah Schnapp gave such a stellar performance. Let me tell you the truth. No one else will. I believe in Zafy. People will take it upon themselves to say things like this, alright? This is so woke. Woke has destroyed Stranger Things. Or, if you don't like this, you don't understand the show, and you may or may not be homophobic, okay? These are the things I see on Twitter. There's like a war between these two different sects of morons, basically. As someone who's beyond politics and has a critical thinking mind, I can think for myself, I can tell you right now, there is a word that goes beyond all politics, and it's called cringe. It's something that the audience feels. This is not a critical term. This is not a movie critic's term. This is a fan's term, okay? I'm coming at you from a fan point of view. There's a feeling that a show or a movie induces in an audience member that takes them out. That makes them go like, ugh, this is embarrassing. I'm getting secondhand embarrassment just watching this. This is so corny. Can we move on from this scene? Can we skip this? I've been feeling those feelings a lot recently with modern movies and shows. This is like one of those scenes. This felt really, really astronomically long. There are characters in this scene where Will is coming out and telling a secret that shouldn't be there. Why is Murray there? Why is Dustin's teacher there? Why is Tammy there? Like, there's a bunch of people that don't need to be here. It feels like Will should be confessing this to Mike, Jonathan, and his mom. And maybe Robin there as a supporting figure. But for him to do it to everyone, it just makes no sense. This is coming at the end of a penultimate episode. Remember what happened at the end of last season's penultimate episode? They're driving to their dooms. And this one, guys, before we march into certain death and fight off a being that wants to collapse our realities by joining them together, and we have to confront Lovecraftian beings, I need y'all to know, I don't like girls. That's what this scene is. The world's fucking ending. And this is what he needs to tell everyone. Now, people are going to defend this with a couple things. He had to break free of Vecna by admitting this, not only to himself, but everyone around him so he can discover his true power. I'm sorry, he fucking did that at the end of episode 7. Robin's motivation. He went into his mind, and for his love for Mike and his friends, he found himself and zapped Vecna's power and destroyed the Demigorgons. You not remember that? The wizard? That's what he became from that. But okay. Vecna uses your deepest, darkest fears and insecurities against you. So he could have used the idea that Will is gay against him, so Will had to admit this to himself and everyone else, so Vecna no longer had this hold over him. And he doesn't want to feel compromised going to the final battle knowing this is hanging over him. Can we use our brains here? Vecna is not Pennywise. He does not shapeshift into your worst fear of all time. Do you know what Vecna does to people? He either violently kills them and maims them, or makes them a puppet / vessel to possess, or threatens their loved ones like he did against the fat kid in episode 6 or whatever. That's what he does. You could argue that he would use Will's love for Mike against him by threatening Mike. That was going to happen going up against Vecna, regardless of you coming out or not. Coming out does not change that. The only thing you could say that this changes is, oh, Will is okay with the idea of him being gay because now all of his friends know, you know? So what was Will afraid of? In the people who are defending this nonsense, what was Will afraid of? Vecna was going to tell Will, I'm going to tell your friends you're gay if you try to stop me. I'm going to tell them you're gay, Will. I'm going to out you. And Will just had to do it first, so Vecna didn't have that power over him. The world's about to die. All your friends are about to die, and your biggest fear in that moment would be Vecna outing you. That's your biggest insecurity, that you fear of him twisting and compromising you and destroying your ability to fight him. That is the silliest, dumbest, cringiest, corniest thing I've ever heard in my fucking life. The world's about to end, so I need to tell my friends that I don't like girls so that I can fight this dude who may out me. The fuck? You think Vecna cares about that? Vecna is more about ripping Mike's head off in front of you than trying to out you. This is the stupidest logic I've ever heard in my life. The fuck is this, man? The world's ending, guys. I need y'all to know I don't like girls. I wonder what Hopper was thinking during this. Hopper's like, bro, can we do this after? Like, this is great that you're coming out and embracing yourself, but we should table this for after we've defeated the devil. You know what's made funnier by this? Lucas's face. His face is all of us. This would be just as cringe if Nancy confronted everyone and say, hey guys, get around. I need to confess my love for Steve. I just need to know that. And Jonathan's there too, who shouldn't be there. Or Steve doing it to Nancy. It's just as cringe as that. It's cringe. Robin's coming out scene in season 3 with Steve was way better, 10 times better. That's how you write a coming out scene. Noah, apparently they took 12 hours to film this with multiple takes. Yeah, no shit they did, because this guy can't act. Noah's one of the worst actors I've ever seen in my life. And I want to be clear, people are going to disagree with me on this because they think it's a hot take. Just because you're good at crying, and you can cry and command or muster up tears, does not make you a good actor. A lot of people get fooled. A lot of people don't understand acting. I think I have a little bit of understanding at it because I studied it. If you think being able to muster up tears makes you a good actor, it fucking doesn't. Being able to play a character so well that I don't know that there's an actor there, being able to deliver lines so well that I don't know that there's an actor and I'm not cringing every 2 seconds, that's something good actors do. That's something everyone can do but him. The coming out scene, this dude is just overacting to death. I want to off myself. The scene where he's in Vecna's mind, he's hunting Max. I see him, bro. Terrible. Every single actor, Dustin, all have a variety of emotions and blending in, chameleon-like blending into the characters that this guy does not. Noah cannot act, and the problem is that the entire show's centered on him. He's the wizard. He's the main guy who needs to lock in to help defeat Vecna. It's all comes down to him. You know that, right? He has to go clutch in the 4th quarter. This is the fucking character that has to do that, and he has the acting ability of a fucking paper bag. Now, I always wanted him to be the villain. He's not going to be, because the show doesn't like doing fun things, but I don't mind it anymore because this guy's a shit actor. Imagine him trying to be a villain. 11. I'm gonna kill you, bitch. Bro, you're garbage at acting. I'm sorry. And there's also too many characters. Bro, I don't care about Holly's entire crew of kids here. I don't give a fuck about any of this. Please, let's keep this focused. That's the biggest problem with the show. They're trying to make this Infinity War and Endgame put together. Stop. Now, who's gonna die? This scene tells us everything. One of these is gonna die. it's not going to be the girl. You know why? Because the Duffer brothers already explained, yes, they broke up because they want to explore Nancy being independent, away from all these guys. You know, she's going to do her own thing. That means Jonathan's dead, because I don't think Steve's going to die, because him and Dustin had that heart-to-heart. Dustin will off himself if Steve dies. Understand that? Unless they're going to kill both of them off, I don't see them dying. I think Jonathan's going to die. And I hate to say this, there's a lot less people that care about Jonathan than care about these two. The Duffer's brothers are going to take the least riskiest option. They're going to kill him instead. I'm going to find it sad because I actually want Nancy and Jonathan to stay a thing. I don't want her to go to Steve and Jonathan to die sacrificing himself, because I think that's fucked up. But that's what's going to happen. 11 might die too, but I think by Kali setting up that she has to die, I don't think she will. I think Hopper's going to try to jump in there and stop it. His whole character has been leading up to him basically saving her from sacrificing herself, right? I just think Hopper and Jonathan are the ones who are going to get it. So, yeah, season 4 was way better. I know a lot of people give season 4 shit. Season 4 is vastly superior in every way. Yeah, I don't care anymore. And my hype has been deflated for the finale, because I think it's going to be the same shit ever. I'm still going to watch it. We're going to see the Mind Flayer for like 2 seconds. And then Vecna is going to be it's going to be a pity party, by the way. Vecna's trauma is going to be unearthed, and Will is going to have a heart-to-heart with him. Ah! I read these people like a children's book, man. The people who write this shit. Who are you writing this for, bro? Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are on a mission to take over Hollywood. But the army must keep growing. If you want to suggest video topics to me, or talk about your favorite movies or favorite film theories in a community with like-minded individuals, join the Zafy Discord now. Link is in the description and the comment section as well. Join us. This movement is just beginning. We're taking over Hollywood, one coke line at a time.